Thank you for joining us for another episode of That Solo Life, the podcast for PR pros and marketers who work for themselves. I am Michelle Kane, and my company is Voice Matters, and I am here on this super day with Karen Swim of Solo PR Pro. How are you, Karen?
I am doing so well, Michelle, and I'm so thankful that we're always able to press through any challenges or obstacles that come our way for our little podcast. So I'm super thankful, and I'm so super thankful to be here. I think as we're recording this on a Wednesday, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. Is that correct?
I think so. It doesn't, it's weird. It doesn't quite feel like it should be because, nothing's normal this year, as we've been
Yeah,
saying. But yeah, apparently there's a pumpkin pie in my kitchen, so it
nice.
must be Thanksgiving tomorrow. Yeah.
That's so cool. So that, Thanksgiving in our world, like this, the couple of weeks prior to Thanksgiving starts the super fast sprint to the end of the year where everybody wants everything and they want it now. And we are working around the clock and we're exhausted. And oh, by the way, if you haven't already done it, then you're now also thinking about those end of the year gifts.
Yes. In fact, I actually had um, a friend. I think because they're from outside the country, they um, they sent me a note saying, "Oh, your Christmas box is on the way," and I thought, "Ah!" Immediately sent me into a stress spiral. I'm like, I haven't even like what?
Well, this year, so I like to just pat myself on the back because I actually got all of my stuff done pretty early because I was freaked out about Shipageddon. And I knew that I didn't want to get caught in the cycle. But of course, like the wonderful person that I am, there were a few stragglers that I just had to fight through to order stuff so that it made it in December. And I'm like, that's why I need to have a better list next year. But I went off of
Oh,
that pitch. But a lot of people were asking this year, Michelle, since it's
yeah,
such a weird year, and you're right. Like, so normally we would send like team gifts to an office where people could
right.
share and make merry. Some years I've done stuff like catered in like a meal for, a team, but there's no office this year.
There's no
And
there this year. What do we do?
I know. Well, I've seen some pretty creative stuff, but, how are you handling that?
Yeah, so of course, I'm just beginning to think about it. Um, hmm, yeah, I kind of started doing this last year because even minus the pandemic, I had a
Yeah.
couple of clients who worked in far-flung locations from the other.
Yeah.
So I mean, first of all, my first rule is always to try to shop local if it makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, so of course, no, clearly I didn't do that with them because one was out of state. Anyway, who am I? What am I saying? Just what, treats you wouldn't normally treat yourself with. Clearly experiences are kind of out because again, no one's all together. But I've seen a trend, and I think we can probably thank the subscription boxes for it,
Yeah.
but just boxes of fun. In fact, I did this
Yeah.
for a friend on her birthday. She's a Manhattanite, and it was so funny because I I had one of those COVID space cadet moments of, "Hey, so if I send you a birthday gift, are you in the office or at home that day?" And she's like, "I've been home for 8 months." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Of course you have."
I love it. I love
Oh
it.
yeah, just sent her like a nice Philly-based company, snacky kind of decadent thing that you normally might not do for yourself because you know what, you're
Yeah.
holed up at home, you're
Yeah.
tired of your own thing. So, I think that's kind of what I'm going for
Yeah.
this year, probably.
So for my own clients, there's the larger set of clients. Since everybody is working from home and there's no team gift, I really try to be a little more individual. And
Yeah.
I So I did gifts that I normally wouldn't give. Normally I would default to just like a box of goodies or, again, like catering, food in or something that everybody could share. But this year I really tailored the gifts to the person and the personalities. And, like some people maybe got, a spa gift basket or, something that was really meaningful to that person because they're
Right.
working at home. And I felt like, okay, I'm sending this to their home and it is a more personal gift. If they had kids, then I kind of kept that in mind, which, was nice because you did have to be a little more thoughtful, but a genius idea that I saw and I think is so appropriate for this time. And I know that you guys, I've spoken about high wire before, and it's because I feel like Highwire gave birth to me. I love those. I love that company so much. I have so much respect for their agency and the women who run it. They are my sheroes, my mentors, my friends, and they do stuff. They're everything that they do is so on brand. But for the holidays this year, they sent out these digital cards. They use paperless post, which I love, and they made a donation to the World Central Kitchen, which is
Oh,
so appropriate for the time of year. It was really thoughtful. And so I do think that, in past years, I've not been a fan of donations personally, just because I always felt like making a donation to a organization that you support is not necessarily meaningful to someone else if that's not the charity that they would support.
right.
Um, Also, when I worked in corporate America many, many years ago, and our company tried that one year, people were so angry that our sales team went out and they all bought like their own gifts for their clients.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, you do have
And
to
it
be
was like a
careful.
revolt. It was like the Christmas revolt. Every salesperson, like, we're going to C's and we're getting candy for our clients because this is a crock of poo. It was just such a big deal. So it's probably a little bit of that remnant that has just stayed with me all these years. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think that, giving digital cards, because then you don't have to get people's addresses if you're uncomfortable asking for that, is a great way to acknowledge people and make a donation. Food
Yeah.
banks are a wonderful choice because there are so many people suffering during the pandemic, or if there are organizations that support children or learning, or homelessness. These are so many of the issues that people are experiencing right now, or even small businesses. I love
Hmm.
supporting small businesses. A lot of the gifts that I gave this year, actually all of them, were from small businesses. um, so yeah, I think we can rally and still celebrate our clients.
Yeah.
We just have to either go digital or ask for their mailing address.
Yeah. I agree. I think, in some cases I gift, my principal contact, and this year I was also thinking, just trying to support local restaurants, whether, they can still get takeout, whatever their decision is, either knowing their favorites or a place that they might like, or even, a gift certificate to, I know there are a couple of gift-based businesses near me. One is kind of like I don't want to call it, it's not really consignment, but it features the work of artisans, local artisans.
Well,
And it's just, oh, it's wonderful. It's owned by these two amazing women. And I mean, even during the pandemic, they were killing it. They right away, they set up, they're like, hey, we'll shop with you. We'll FaceTime with you. We'll walk around the store. We'll do personal shopping, curbside pickup. So, that kind of thing too. Just, like, hey, do
yeah.
something you might not normally do for yourself, or just here's a treat. I'm thinking of you. Oh, and, because clearly we're all in business, so we're all trying to keep each other
Yeah.
afloat.
I mean, I don't know if DoorDash does gift certificates, but that's another way, do
Oh,
a DoorDash gift certificate so that your client can support
that's a
their
great idea.
local restaurants.
Yeah.
I think that with that in mind, like, make your gift something that is appropriate for this time of year, but that also celebrates your client and allows them to feel special during this moment, because it's been a tough year. I mean, and I actually enjoyed shopping this year, even though all of my fingers did the walking.
That's okay. There's no shame in that.
I did not go anywhere local, but I did support, there's a company called Mitten Crate, and I sent a gift of local goodies to somebody out of state. So I got to support, again, local
Yeah.
businesses. And yeah, I mean, that's really fun. Like, I, local businesses and small businesses really need us. And because solos are small business owners too, I know that we all get that. So, as much as possible, use your gift money this year to support those folks because I always think, what we do comes back to us. It's that principle of sowing and reaping. And I
Yes.
want people to support my small business. So I have gone above and beyond this year to do that.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate that I've continued to work. And so I just, if I order takeout, then I'm going to over tip
Right.
because I just want those people to stay alive. And
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. I fully agree. Um, I've definitely been intentional that way the whole way through as I'm able. And certainly, looking ahead to the holiday, think to yourself, like, what local business would you be really sad if they were no longer there? And just try and help them out with some gift purchases. And, shameless self-promotion kind of thing here. If you're buying as your business, it's a okay, this really sounds terrible, but it's a way to get known too, right? Like, hey, I'm buying these client gifts. Well, what do you do? I mean,
yeah,
you don't know what kind of seeds you might be planting that might, grow into something a year or beyond from now, or, even, maybe lead the way, even use it on your social media channels. Just kind of try and start a little campaign yourself. Now, this podcast will be debuting the Monday after Small Business Saturday, but you know, uh, so
I say it's small business year. It's year
yeah.
of small business.
So, carry that throughout the holiday season. Do some shout outs on your business social channels of like, hey, who's got a small business in town? Let's, share our websites and how can we help each other flourish this holiday season? Because,
Love
the
it.
big box stores, they're gonna be just fine because we're all buying their toilet paper.
Well, I love that you said that too, because God, I'm so terrible. I've been so busy with work, but I've been meaning to shout out some small businesses. But if your clients are local, I remember one year, Eric Hansen, one of our dear solo PR friends, he did this great thing. He went to a local coffee roaster and had them do a roast, and he, personalized, customized the labeling, and he gave it a name, and it was his company's name and these beans, and he gave those as client gifts. I do enjoy a good local, fresh roasted, bag of coffee. I support a local business here that does that, and there's nothing like it. So I thought, genius, that's such a beautiful personal touch gift that also, every day that they're scooping that coffee, they're seeing your name.
Yeah,
So I thought that was really clever. So if you're local, you even have more of an opportunity to, buy local gifts and give them to your clients. And you don't even have to ship them. You maybe
yeah.
even could set up like a gift pickup day at a local co-working and do socially distance, you know,
That's a great idea. Maybe set up a little table outside.
oh, like come meet me at this time, when it comes to
Yeah.
the holidays. I
Do a
mean,
little do a little silent Christmas caroling.
a little silent Christmas
I
caroling.
don't know.
And we'll lip sync behind our mask as the
There we
music
go.
is wearing out.
Whatever we can do, and yeah, local roaster did that a few years back. They offered that as a way to get their name out too. Like, hey,
But
send us your logo. And so that's a great idea. So there's, we are creative people. We know that. So, harness a little bit of that creativity
yeah,
as you consider, how to recognize the clients that have, helped you stay in business all year too. So we hope
great.
you've been inspired by this. We'd love to hear your ideas. Visit us over at soloprpro.com and let us know. And of course, share this around. Sharing is caring. And we do hope you get something out of our podcast every week. And we are certainly continually grateful for all of you. So until next time, it's That Solo Life.